The new event has started. I have not begun it, but I'm not going to today because we're on limited time. We're going to do polls, and then we're going to try to do Artem's Wuxia card. We have free polls. We have 2 free polls. Why? Why do we have 2? Oh, whatever. Try the former house. If you can find it, that's great. You should definitely... I think that might be a good place. I'm sure she would want to visit it. It's okay, we weren't expecting anything from this. Wait, are those free pulls or just one pull? Oh, I'm so confused. Oh no, that was just one pull. Oh my gosh, silly. Well, it's fine. Okay, so I've done 2 pulls. All right, so let's go. First proper 10 pull. Wait, did I see a rainbow? Wait, what? No way. Wait. Okay, no. Wait, yes? What? Wait. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Artem's a timeless dream. We got it. Oh. I was so unprepared for that. I don't even... Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. In just 12 pulls. All right. We can start right away. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. This is how Themis works though. You either get it within the first 20 pulls or you don't get it at all. Take a quick look. It's so pretty. He must have missed me during the holidays. He was probably jealous because I've been spending time with Zane. He was probably like, hey, I'm still around, you know? He probably saw what happened on Wednesday with Zane. Oh, this is so pretty. Look at how pretty this is. This is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he probably saw what happened on Wednesday with Zane. And it's like, I still exist. Yeah, you do, baby. This is so beautiful. Oh my god, look at how beautiful this is. My god. All right, let's go. They're getting married, right? That's what these outfits are. They've got to be. Okay. I backed out too far, as usual. I really don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, I'm so excited. Rays of sunlight shine in through the lattices of the window, filling the entire classroom with a misty, gleaming brilliance. Classroom? It is said that the founder of the Cloudbreak sect named this place the Sun's Glow after seeing the magnificent scenery here.
과거 장주가 꿈에서 본인이 장주임을 모르고 나비가 되어 행복하게 날갯짓을 하였으나 화들짝 깨어보니 자신이 장주임을 깨닫게 되었노라.
I think he's reading, so I'll just recite it as is. Once I, Zhangzhou, dreamt I was a butterfly. Flapping my wings in true bliss, I knew nothing of anyone by that name. But I suddenly awoke, shocked to find that I was Zhangzhou. A man walks out reciting old verses. The aura around him seems to stand out, even amidst the golden sunlight. He is dressed in white, with billowing golden hems. Though his expression is calm, Rosa can't take her eyes off him. Oh, I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember. I think her name is Rose, though. Oh. Jangmi. Right. We'll call her Jangmi. I prefer to use the more traditional names when we do these cards. Or yeah. we'll call her Jangmi.
사저, 그 정도 봤으면 충분하지 않아요?
Haven't you been staring long enough? Jangmi suddenly hears a voice in her head, seemingly afraid she won't notice her. The girl who used the voice projection spell turns back to look at her with a smile. I don't know Kiki's Korean name. You have some nerve using a voice projection spell like that in front of my master. Aren't you worried you're going to get caught? Oh my gosh, Rosa's outfit is so pretty. Even this little glimpse of it, it's so cute. The Cloudbreak sect has been active for almost a millennium. By the time Qingjin Heavenly Lord Neil, I need to learn their Korean names because these other names are throwing me way off. Oh my god. Took over as head of the sect, there were already thousands of disciples. In addition to her master, Kunwu True Lord Baekunu, the head of the sect also has several other direct disciples. A junior disciple, Kiki, I guess Kiki is ambiguous enough, is studying under one such disciple.
당연히 걱정되죠.
Of course I'm worried.
그래서 사절을 끌어들였는걸요.
That's why I'm trying to drag you down with me, senior disciple. As soon as Baekunu's clothes brush up against the edge of her table, she hears Kiki's voice again.
사절, 아침 수업 끝나면 뭐 할 거예요?
What are you going to do after morning classes are over?
같이 새로 잡아왔다는 요괴 보러 갈래요? 녹단이라고 불린다던데 생긴 게 엄청 특이하대요.
What about going to see the spirit beasts that were caught with me? I heard there's a Luduan. It looks super unique. I think I have to pass. I need to cultivate.
사저도 너무 열심히라니까요. 정책이라 초조한 건 알지만 조언의 경지에 도달하는 게 하루아침에 되는 것도 아니잖아요.
You work too hard. I know you're anxious that since you still haven't made a breakthrough, but you can't get to the Chaoyuan realm overnight.
사저가 수련 중인 건 영어 수린데다가 지금껏 사저만큼 뛰어난 사람은 없었다고요. 수련 속도가 더딘 건 당연한 거죠.
And you're practicing spirit language magic. There's no one as talented as you. You should take your time cultivating. Or as Kiki rambles on, she reminds herself she doesn't have any ill intent, but this is something that's been weighing heavily on her heart for a long time. Even the slightest disruption caused by mention of it puts Jangmi in a state of fight or flight.
사저, 마음 편히 가져요. 사전의 사부님은 3계 제1의 검사인 고노진 군이시잖아요. 이 세상에 그분께서 해결 못하실 일이 뭐가 있겠어요?
Hi, Saimatsu. Senior disciple tried to calm down. Your master is a top sword cultivator in the three realms, the Kunu True Lord. There's no... he'll surely be able to find a solution.
분명 방법을 찾아주실 거예요. 사저가 정체기를 이겨내면 또 사부님이 곁에서 지켜주실 텐데 불안해할 필요가 없다고요.
He'll find a way for you, though you have nothing to worry about. You joined the sect later than me, but you've already made it to the Chaoyuan realm. I'm the only one still stuck in Juding realm. Considering how powerful my master is, that's exactly why I need to work harder as his apprentice. Act 5 of Natlan. No spoilers, please! Even tonal spoilers, I'm a little bit ambivalent about, okay? I'm not there yet, okay? I'm not going to be doing that until Sunday. Kiki describes the cultivation journey as a road leading to vast possibilities. However, she's the only one who knows just how difficult the path ahead will be. Jangmi dreams of scaling an unimaginable cliff, longing to reach the precipice. She doesn't want to follow the path her master has laid out for her. She wants...
장주가 꿈의 나비가 되었는지, 나비가 꿈의 장주가 되었는지 알 수 없구나.
We can't know if Jangjo was dreaming of the butterfly or if the butterfly was dreaming of Jangjo. Interrupting his serious ponderings, Baekunu raises his head and looks at her as if he suddenly senses something. When their eyes meet, she feels like he can read her thoughts. Somehow, she mistakenly chose him as a target for her voice projection spell. Yuki catches on after observing the odd atmosphere between Jangmi and Artem. Or Jangmi and Begunu. Quickly turning around and sitting upright. Unsure if she should look away, she is mesmerized until Begunu walks closer, glances at her, and passes by.
아침 수업 중이니 집중하거라.
Since we're in the middle of morning classes, focus. He also uses a voice projection spell. His words are soft, but he has already left. He acted as if he didn't hear anything, but it was clear he had heard everything. Oh, it's raining. By the time the morning classes end, the once sunny sky has already turned gray. Dark clouds block the sun rays as it gradually begins to rain. With that, Jangmi's fellow disciples start summoning magic weapons and flying away. Before she can discern which disciples have made the most progress recently, an umbrella blocks her line of sight.
자, 이만 돌아가지.
Let's head back. I love the music. Begunu is holding a bamboo umbrella over her head. Even though he stands at the foot of the steps, he looks down at her with an unclear expression. She nods in agreement, following him into the misty rain as her master shifts the umbrella closer. Though the rain isn't heavy, the mist is quite thick. The path behind and in front of her is swallowed up in the fog, leaving only each step the two take visible.
말이 없는데 무슨 생각을 하느냐?
You're so quiet. What are you thinking about? Well, I was thinking that you must have used this umbrella for a long time, Master. The handle is already smooth. Begunu suddenly interrupted while she was still immersed in her morning classes, so she just came up with an excuse in response.
하긴 널 제자로 들였을 때 만들었으니 오래되긴 했어.
That's true. It's been a long time since I made this umbrella when you first joined the sect.
그때
Back
옷을
then,
깨끗이 하는 주문도 쓸 줄 모르던 터라. 날이 변덕스러운 운하산에서 비라도 피했으면 하는 마음에 우산을 만들었었단다.
you didn't even know how to use magic to keep your clothes dry. The weather on Cloudbreak Mountain has been unpredictable, so I thought I should make an umbrella to provide you with some cover.
하나, 늘 우산을 챙기는 걸 잊어버려서
But you always forgot
내가
to bring
널
it.
데려가는 수밖에 없었지.
Well, I could only pick you up myself.
시간이 지나다 보니 이것도 익숙해지더구나.
As time went on, I also got used to this. There are many ways for cultivators to resist the elements. Even though she has learned several of these techniques, she's always preferred to squeeze under this bamboo umbrella with him. As she considers this, she notices that Begunu's shoulder is wet. Her eyes are drawn to the water spot that was most likely caused by the tilted umbrella. Mind and spirit as one, with these words, disappear. She silently recites a spell, using spirit language magic. In an instant, Artem's damp clothes are suddenly dry and clean.
영어술을 이런 데에 사용하다니.
Using spirit language magic for something like this. Master, you should be walking around with clean clothes. If they get damaged because of me, I should be held responsible. Upon hearing this dramatic confession, Begunu chuckles. This close, she can even feel the laugh vibrating in his chest. Master, during morning classes,
네가 다른 생각을 한다고 언짢아 할까봐 걱정한 것이더냐.
were you worried that your wandering thoughts might have upset me? Yeah, I don't want to disappoint you, Master.
내 너에게 실망할 일은 없을 거야.
I could never be disappointed in you. Aww. Master, you always say that. He looks at him under the umbrella. Behind him, a curtain of rain and the swirling mist serve as a backdrop.
우리 수행자들은 도를 핵심으로 삼아야 해.
For us cultivators, the path of cultivation is key.
네가 오랫동안 같은 경지에 머물러 있는 이유는 아직 제길을 찾지 못해서랍니다.
You haven't been able to break through because you haven't found your own path of cultivation yet.
지금의 경지를 넘어서겠다는 집착이 너무나 강해서 오히려 본심이란 게 가려지고만 것이지.
You're too worried about breaking through to the next realm. It's concealing your true heart. Oh, okay. Okay. I wonder what type of stories the other characters have, because I just realized why their outfits are very white. Specifically, this is a cultivation story. Are the others not going to be cultivation stories? His words mix with the sound of rain. It feels somewhat unreal, and she can't help but move closer. Master, your path of cultivation leads you to protect the common people. As your disciple, I naturally also... Megunu stops and turns around to face her. The umbrella he is holding doesn't waver at all.
사람은 저마다 도가 있는 법이다. 제자라고 스승과 같을 필요는 없다는 말이야.
Everyone has their own path of cultivation. A master and their disciple don't necessarily need to follow the same one. But It's difficult to put her thoughts into words. Unaware of what she even wants to say, she simply finds herself refuting him. It's true that master and disciple don't necessarily need to follow the same path, but that also doesn't mean that they can't.
나름 생각이 있겠지만은 너무 조급해 말거라. 성급하면 무모해지기 마련이니. 알겠느냐?
You may have your own thoughts or opinions, but there's no need to be too hasty. That can lead to rash decisions. You understand? I'll always remember what you taught me, Master.
너무 걱정 말아라. 좋은 기회를 찾아주려고 장모님께 점을 봐달라 부탁드렸으니 방법은 반드시 있을 거야.
Oh, congratulations on your Mavica. 44K is very impressive.
너무 걱정 말아라. 좋은 기회를 찾아주려고 장모님께 점을 봐달라 부탁드렸으니 방법은 반드시 있을 거야.
You don't need to worry. I've already asked the head of the sect to use divination to help you get started. We will definitely find a way. Pegunu's tone softens. All these years as master and disciple, he's never gotten used to completely lecturing her as a teacher. Every time he starts lecturing, he ends with soft, caring words. Oh! What the? Oh my god, that scared me! She's about to respond when thunder booms overhead. A red light spreads across the sky, originating in the same direction, reminding her of blood. Master, that...
장문인의 은신처인 경화관이구나.
It's the head of the sect's cavern, Skyglow Crest. The red light reflected in Begunu's eyes makes it even more difficult to tell what he's thinking.
자, 가보자.
Let's go. Begunu uses the teleportation spell, allowing her to immediately travel to Skyglow Crest. As soon as she arrives, she sees several elder masters rushing over due to the strange aberration in the sky. After greeting one another, a voice sounds from the cavern, illuminated with red light.
고노구나. 안으로 들거라.
Gonu. It's you. Please come in. Gonu refers to a magic weapon that can slice through iron and jade, so it's a perfect title for someone with incredible swordsmanship. Master. Looking at the bright red light, she can't help feeling uneasy. Artem stops as she calls out to him, looking back.
고노의 제자인가? 같이 들어와도 좋다.
Ah, Gonu's disciple, isn't it? You can come in together.
그리하겠습니다.
We will. Begunu nods, gesturing for her to follow him. After entering Skyglow Crest, oh my, why can't I pronounce these? She notices the blood red light has weakened. However, the area is in chaos and there are large spirit power fluctuations. As expected, the Qingjin Heavenly Lord has suffered repercussions.
제자 백은후, 사부님을 뵙습니다.
Disciple Begunu requests your time. Disciple Jangmis humbly requests your time, Master.
자리에 앉도록.
Take a seat. Qingjin Heavenly Lord, the head of the sect, has always lived a secluded life. The younger disciples only know him as someone who divines both life and death, predicting all occurrences. With that, she always thought he was a gray-haired monk with an otherworldly aura. Unexpectedly, he looks like a typical middle-aged man from the mortal realm. Most likely due to his cultivation.
너와는 오늘이 첫 만남이거늘.
This is our first time
이렇게
meeting.
초라한 모습을 보이게 될 줄이야.
I didn't expect myself to be so flustered. Why? Why are you flustered? He finally opens his eyes from his meditation, appearing somewhat tired.
사부님,
Master,
대체 무슨 일이 일어난 겁니까?
what's happened?
하늘에 기이한 현상이 나타났다는 건 불길한 징조입니다.
That strange anomaly that appeared in the sky is a bad omen.
점술은 인간의 힘으로 하늘의 뜻을 헤아리는 것이네.
The art of divination requires human
원래는
power.
드러나선 안 되는 하늘의 비밀을 알아버렸으니 응당 그 대가를 치러야 하는 법이지.
I learned secrets that never should have been exposed. Forbidden knowledge? So I've paid the price.
왜 사질과 함께 그대를 불러들였는지는
The reason
이미
I
알고
asked...
있을 것이다.
I believe you already know why I've asked you to bring your disciple in.
더 높은 경지로 올라가는 방법을 여쭸을 뿐인데 그 많은 일들이 엮여 있을 줄은 몰랐습니다.
I only wanted to know how she could break through to the next realm. I didn't realize there would be such heavy implications. Remembering what Megunu mentioned just a few minutes prior, she is astonished.
영어술은 예로부터 전해지는 비법인지라 그 속에 감춰진 힘은 우리가 쉬이 짐작할 수 있는 수준이 아니지.
Spirit language magic is an ancient technique. It contains an unimaginable power that we could not foresee. With a wave of his hand, 3 teacups fly through the air and land on the table. The green tea inside is still steaming hot.
처음에는 경지를 돌파할 방법만 알아볼 생각이었지만 뜻밖에도 곧 속세에 큰 재앙이 닥칠 거란 점괘가 나왔네.
I thought I was just finding a way to break through to the next realm, but I've caused a calamity in the mortal realm.
머지않아 고대의 봉인되었던 마존이 깨어나 마계의 무리를 이끌고 3계를 침입하려 들 걸세.
The infernal sovereign who was sealed away long ago will awaken, leading the infernal realm to conquer the 3 realms.
그때가 되면 마계 군단을 막을 자가 없어 결국 모든 생명은 고통에 시달리고 많은 이들이 목숨을 잃게 되겠지.
When the time comes, no one will be able to resist his reign. All life will be decimated, and blood will flow in the rivers. Yeesh! My God! Seemingly confirming the sentiment, the stakes are already so high. Seemingly confirming the sentiment, the thunder sounds once again. The uneasiness Jiang Mi felt before grows more and more intense. Master, do you mean this has something to do with my breakthrough to the next realm?
그래,
That's right.
이 큰 재앙을 해결할 수 있는 건 그대뿐이니라.
You are the only one who can solve this crisis. He raises his hand slightly, causing one of the teacups to shift towards her.
사부님,
Master,
농담하시는 겁니까?
are you joking? Begunu reaches out to stop the teacup. A few drops of tea splash onto the table, reminding her of the rain that wet his shoulder before.
아직 조언의 경지에 오르지도 못한 제 제자가 어찌 세상을 구한다는 말씀입니까?
My disciple hasn't even been able to break through to the Chaoyuan realm. How can she save the world?
지금 못한다고 앞으로도 그럴 거라는 법은 없단다.
Just because she can't do it now doesn't mean she will never be able to.
하나만 묻지.
I just want...
세상을 구하고 싶느냐?
I'll just ask you one thing. Do you have the heart to save the world? Of course.
일만의 고민도 없이 대답을 하는구나.
You don't even need to think about it, I see. Master Begunu sees the people of this world as his responsibility. After studying under him for this long time, I've naturally taken that on as my own vision too. But what Master Begunu said is true. My cultivation still isn't well developed.
그건 어렵지 않다. 속세에서
That's not
왔으니
difficult.
다시
You came
한번
from the
속세로
mortal realm.
돌아가면 모든 게 절로 해결될 테니 말이야.
Once if you return to the mortal realm, everything will be resolved. It's that simple?
세상 사는 당사자보다 남이 더 잘하는 법일세.
It's hard to see things clearly when you're closely involved. I understand. Begunu goes silent again after saying her name, as if he has returned to his resigned self under the umbrella.
은우야, 내가 그때 한 질문에 네가 뭐라고 대답했는지 기억하느냐?
Oh my god, he called him Unuya. Ah! Do you remember what I said when I asked you that question?
당연히 기억합니다.
Of course I remember.
천하에 도가 있으면 도로 하여금 내 몸을 따르게 할 것이고 천하에 도가 없다면 내 몸으로 하여금 도를 따르게 할 것이며.
Isn't this what's in the trailer? When the way prevails in the realm, people should use the way to find themselves. When there is no way, people should use themselves to find it.
세상에서 불의의 뿌리를 뽑을 수만 있다면 9번 죽어도 여한이 없을 거라고 했었습니다.
If you aim to fight injustice in this world, you shall have no regrets, even if you perish. His voice is as light as a legendary Konu blade, seamless and impenetrable.
네 제자가 그런 각오를 다지고 있는 만큼 너도 처음 스승이 되던 그날처럼 제자를 자랑스럽게 여겨야 한다.
Seeing as your disciple shares the same ambitions, you should be just as proud as the day you became her master.
하지만
But
대체 뭘 걱정하는 게냐?
what are you so worried about?
제자의 목숨이 달린 문제이니 마음이 쓰이는 것도 당연한 일입니다.
I would be putting my disciple's life in danger. Of course I'm worried.
진정 스승으로서 걱정하고 있는 것이냐?
Are you two really just master and disciple?
그건
he he doesn't seem interested in the answer. He simply waves his hand, his tone somewhat strained.
됐다.
Never mind.
그리 걱정된다면 너도 속세로 떠나야지.
If you're that worried, just go to the mortal realm with her.
나머지는 너희가 돌아오고 나서 다시 얘기해도 늦지 않을 터.
It won't be too late to talk about everything after you two return. After saying this, he closes his eyes and doesn't continue. The rain outside the window has begun to stop. Pagmi no longer needs an umbrella on her way back. Ooh. Okay, we're in the second part, right? Sunglows Landing. Well, this is very pretty. The sun sets amidst a golden sky, merging with twilight clouds as its afterglow descends on the horizon. Various colors are layered over one another, mixing together to create a cohesive hue. Jangmi looks up at the Zusha tree she planted when she became Begunu's disciple. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce this word. Seeing it flourishing, she can't help but feel happy. It looks like nurturing it with my own spirit power over these years wasn't for nothing. Now I won't need to worry about it, even if I go to the mortal realm. After returning from her discussion with the head of the sect that day, Begunu has grown even quieter. Though he didn't stop talking to her, he remains silent whenever she brings up going to the mortal realm. If this keeps up, when are we going to be able to leave for the mortal realm? As this thought keeps resurfacing in her mind, she decides to talk to him again. I already checked the tea room and the study. Where could Master Begunu be? Her footsteps slow as she makes her way to the corridor. A breeze blows by, carrying falling flowers. Oh, so pretty, this art. His long hair splayed across the floor, Begunu leans against the corridor wall. His eyes are closed tightly, and he looks to be deep asleep. Master. She calls out to him quietly, though she doesn't want to wake him up. She also doesn't want to leave. His usually icy brow seems somewhat softer, with strands of hair hanging down in front of it. Those thoughts she tried to suppress begin to bubble up again. What thoughts? She remembers what the Jingjin Lord asked Begunu before, and she repeats his question to herself. Are we just master and disciple? If he asked her this question, how would she have responded? And if she asked Begunu, how would he respond? Master, you've never just been a master to me. Oh? A petal falls on his brow, red as cinnabar, leaving her an excuse to move closer. As she reaches out to brush it off, Begunu slowly wakes up. Jangmi? Perhaps because he only just woke up and is still defenseless, she suddenly feels a surge of courage as their eyes meet. Master, did I do something wrong?
그럴 리가.
Of course not. Begunu shakes his head. He reaches up to brush the petal off his brow, but she grabs his wrist. He can't avoid it any longer. If Begunu had ever wavered, perhaps that time was now. Are you sure? Then why are you always avoiding me? Why do you go quiet whenever I mention the mortal realm? Why do you run away whenever I get close? Did I do something to make you unhappy, Master?
아니, 너 때문이 아니다.
It's not because of you.
난 그저 네가 걱정이 돼서 그랬다.
I'm just worried about you.
속세에서의 수련은 기륭을 예측할 수 없고 악으로부터 세상을 구하는 건 위험이 도사리는 법이지. 그건 네가 짊어질 일이 아니다.
Anything could happen in the mortal realm. Saving the world or defeating the infernal sovereign could make things more dangerous. You shouldn't have such a heavy responsibility. He pulls her hand along as he brushes the petal away. He waits until the wind blows it off his fingertips before looking at her again.
너의 삶은 자유로웠으면 해. 그 어떤 것도 널 속박해서는 안 된다. 그게 나일지라도 말이야.
I want you to live freely. I don't want anything to be a constraint for you, including me.
무언가를 지킨다는 건 그리 간단한 일이 아니기에 그게 네 어깨를 짓누를까 두렵단다.
I fear that the pressure of the word protect will crush you. But what if I'm okay with that? He catches the petal before it floats away, placing it back in his palm. I want to protect this world you exist in. I want to stand by your side as you wield your sword to protect the common people.
넌 늘 나와 함께 하겠다고 말하는구나.
You always say that you'll stick by my side. Daegunu seemingly remembers something as emotion flashes through his eyes. He slowly closes his palm, careful not to crumple the petal. Yeah, don't crumple me.
잘하겠다.
I understand.
같이 가보자꾸나.
Let's go together. To the mortal realm?
그래.
That's right. Flowers fall like snowflakes, immediately filling in the areas where they were brushed aside. Nanjo City. He was living in Nanjo City before joining the Cloudbreak sect. It is surrounded by mountains, water, and breathtaking landscapes. Seeing as the Qingjin Lord didn't specify where exactly they should go first, Jangmi and Baegunu decide to head back here first. It's been a really long time since I was last here.
모든 게 기억 속 그대로더냐?
Is everything as you remember it? Well, it's been so long that I don't really remember anymore. Compared to this bustling street, she has already gotten used to the tranquility of the sunset at Sunglow's Landing.
편히 둘러보러 온 것뿐이니 아무래도 상관없다.
We're just here to take a look around. Don't worry about it. The sudden noise of firecrackers coming from a nearby residence swallows up Baegunu's words. He then hears the lively sounds of festive music, instruments, and singing. Ah, they must be holding a wedding there. Oh, wedding? Master, you've never seen a mortal wedding, right? Do you want to check it out?
이렇게 신나하는데 어찌 안 된다고 하겠느냐?
You seem to be this excited. How could I refuse?
가자.
Let's go. The family is clearly wealthy, and with such a large ceremony, Jangmi and Baegunu inconspicuously blend into the procession, seeing off the bride. In the mortal world, weddings are always held at dusk. The groom usually picks up his bride at dusk, and the ceremony starts when night falls. Then there's usually a prayer ceremony and a big meal that continues all night long.
자세히 아는 걸 보니 전에 본 적이 있나 보구나.
With such clear details, it seems that you've been to a wedding before? Yeah, it was the first day we met. That night was one of my cousin's weddings. It's okay, Master. I thought I forgot all about it. I didn't expect some things would be so hard to forget. The first time they met has always been something they avoid discussing. Oh, what happened? Before she displayed a particular aptitude for spirit language magic, she always thought of herself as the happiest girl in Nanjo City. She lived a carefree life with her parents and a family who loved her. But that night, we learned she was the chosen one written about in stories. She possessed the destined spirit language magic. There is no one else like her in the world, but this special power also opens the door to disaster. Her life was subsequently turned upside down when all of her loved ones fell to infernal cultivators who were after her unique power.
네가 소중히 여기던 건 네가 기억하는 한 영원히 존재할 테니 잊으려고 애쓸 필요는 없다.
It's good that you remember. As long as you remember, everything you care about will exist forever. You don't need to forget. At this moment, it feels as if the two are the only people in the world. He looks at her, his gaze carving itself into her heart.
저길 보거라.
Look over there.
저게 뭔지 아느냐?
Do you know what that is? Compared to his elegant swordsmanship, Baegunu's skill in changing topics is more clunky and straightforward. Even so, she responds by looking in the direction he indicated. Cute. That's a special tradition in Nanjo City. A Baisho lantern ceremony. It's usually put together by the family who's holding the wedding. It adds to the festival atmosphere and represents good fortune. I'm surprised that tradition still exists after so many years.
그렇구나.
Baegunu nods, leading her over. Guests come and go in their finest clothes, bathed in the light of twinkling lanterns. Walking down the gilded street, the person she cares for is by her side.
조심하거라.
Be careful. They walk side by side through the packed crowd. When someone suddenly shoves past her, Baegunu quickly wraps her in his arms. He must have forgotten that cultivator like you two can't be injured by such a minor bump.
공자님, 꽃 사세요.
Sir, please buy these flowers.
공자님, 마음속 여인에게 꽃을 선물해 보세요.
Sir, please buy these flowers for your sorry, for your beloved
백수
girlfriend.
동굴 축제에서 꽃을 선물하면 꽃의 신의 가호를 받을 수가 있답니다. 그럼 두 분은 오래오래 행복하게 함께 하실 수 있을 거예요.
If you give flowers to someone during the Baisho lantern ceremony, the flower goddess will bless your love, so you'll be together happily for a long time. A girl carrying a flower basket holds out a peach blossom branch. Just as she's about to explain, Egunu bends down.
그래.
All right,
허나 복숭아 꽃보다는
but rather than peach blossoms, the light shining on his profile makes him look extremely sincere. He looks just like an ordinary man asking the flower goddess to bless him and his beloved.
흰 매화를 선물하고 싶은데
I want to give her some plum
가지고
blossom.
있느냐?
Do you have any?
운이 엄청 좋으시네요. 마침 딱 하나가 남아 있어요.
You're very fortunate. I have just one more branch. The girl quickly pulls the branch out of her basket and hands it to Begunu. He then takes his payment with a smile before running off.
자, 받거라.
Here, take it. Master,
여기 와 있는 이상 이곳 풍습을 따라야 하지 않겠느냐?
didn't we join in on the
저마다
local
하나씩
customs?
갖고 있는데 너도 하나 있어야지.
Everyone else has flowers, so you should have some too. Then, thank you, Master. The plum blossom branch is wrapped in smooth red silk. She's afraid it could slip out of her hand at any time, so she grips it firmly. As the sounds of music and laughter float through the air, this joyful image slowly reveals the common people that they long to protect. Master, can we really protect all this? Children giggling, lovers sharing vows, parents giving instructions, friends singing songs, none of them are aware of the looming disaster. But will those aware of it really be able to shoulder such a heavy bond and responsibility?
글쎄,
I don't know. The happiness of this world is reflected in his eyes, along with his desire to uphold his path of cultivation.
이것만은 장담하마.
There's only one thing I'm sure of.
내가 쓰러지기 전까지는 그 누구도 다치지 않도록 내가 나설 것이다.
I will make sure that no one gets hurt.
허나 이 순간만큼은 복잡한 생각을 내려놓거라.
But at least in this moment, let's not think too much of difficult things. He moves closer, light and shadow swirling within his eyes. He feels like he's about to do something, but he only lowers his head and takes the plum blossoms from. Ah!
곧 있으면
Just do
불꽃놀이가
it.
시작될 텐데 놓칠 순 없지.
The fireworks are about to start. We shouldn't miss it, right? Suddenly, fireworks whiz up and explode like colorful flowers in the night sky. People on the street below all simultaneously look up. As if he is being carried by the wind, Begunu flies up into the sky, his white clothes entwining with the red silk on the plum blossom branch. Ooh, please animate that. I want to see.
저게 뭐지? 신선이 인간 세상에 내려온 건가?
What is that? Did an immortal come down to the mortal realm?
그럴 리가 있나?
No way.
집에서 분위기를 띄우려고 준비한 공연이겠지.
The bride's family must have put together a performance. The crowd erupts in excitement, and no one is looking at the fireworks anymore. They only hold their breath as they stare at the figure in white.
내게 삼척검이 있으니 그 빛이 영롱하구나.
I have a 3-foot sword, peculiar as it hangs on the wall. With a swift, sharp swing of his wrist, the might of a sword forms around the plum blossom branch. What is he planning on doing?
종을 소리 없이 가르고 옥을 진흙처럼 자르네.
Crisp is the sound when it strikes a bell, sharp enough to cut through jade. Begunu begins to dance, following the rhythm of the poem. I want to see this! The plum blossom branch faces a perfect arc through the air like a sword. It gradually begins to collect light, even more radiant than fireworks.
용을 말끔히 베고 물속 가죽을 뚫어라.
It can slay a dragon as well as a rhino. Vibrant light scatters in all directions. The moment the fireworks explode, Megunu's sword of light also scatters over the crowd like falling stars. Is that infernal energy? The falling light of the sword is like stones being thrown into a lake. However, rather than creating ripples, it kicks up faint traces of an infernal aura. As Begunu's movements quicken, fluctuations in the surrounding infernal energy grow more and more obvious. Only then does she understand his goal. It seems like there are already infernal cultivators in this crowd. He must have been afraid of hurting innocent people, so he came up with this approach to use the plum blossom branch as a sword. As for the infernal cultivators, she supposes they might still be after her spirit language magic. Mind and spirit as one, with these words, disperse! It would definitely cause a commotion if infernal cultivators suddenly started collapsing in the crowd, which is exactly what Pegunu wanted to avoid. While everyone is focused on Pegunu, she quietly uses spirit language magic to erase any trace of the infernal cultivators.
3군의 노장이 단 한 번 휘둘렀건만 애석하게도 벽에 매여 송곳보다도 소용없네.
Some soldiers were able to swing their swords only when their hair turned gray. Those swords hung useless, holding no value.
이 검을 쥐고
I shall
하늘로
take this
날아오라.
sword to the heavens
옥황상제에게 울분을 하소연하리라.
and share my calms with the Jade Emperor. The red silk begins to make a sound along with his movements. It grows faster and faster, like a beating drum, before finally reaching a climax. As the plum blossom branch drifts in front of him, it blooms with silver light, illuminating the entire street as if it were day. As the remaining infernal energy gradually coalesces, it seems to be moving away from the crowd. Oh no, they're trying to escape. From his position midair, Pegunu naturally notices this and looks over. The second she and Pegunu lock eyes, they immediately understand each other's thoughts without needing a voice projection spell. As long as they are here, Nanjo will never know peace.
쫓아가자.
Follow them. Pegunu dashes forward, carrying her away on the wind, leaving countless bystanders bewildered by his magnificent sword dance. Perhaps one of them will write a poem detailing tonight's events that will be handed down for generations, or maybe it will simply become a new Nanjo City legend. Her heart is still pounding as the infernal energy in front of her leads her towards an extremely familiar yet foreign place. Are they going toward my house? Oh my. Old house backyard. I remember this place. I remember some of these sets, I think. A bright moon hangs in the sky, and she is already far from the lively festivities. It's like they've entered a whole new world. In this silence, she's forced to look inward and face old wounds. How? No way.
왜 그런 것이냐?
What's wrong? It's exactly the same as before. She sees the pavilion she used to practice calligraphy and play Go under, along with the garden she used to frolic through with the butterflies. The bamboo forest at the end of the corridor was always her favorite place. She enjoyed its cool air in the summer and its warmth in the winter. These memories feel like they happened just yesterday, but all the people in them are already gone. They all died on a silent night just like this one.
아니,
No. Pegunu grips her hand as if he wants to pull her out of the whirlpool of old memories.
오랜 세월이 흘렀으니 폐허가 됐겠지. 그대로일 리가 없다.
This place should have been abandoned after so many years. It shouldn't be the same as before.
이곳에 진법을 펼쳐둔 것이다.
There's a magic circle here.
오감을 끊어내고 마음을 비우거라.
Detach your senses, or your five senses. Empty your heart and mind. His gentle recitation is like a fresh breeze cleansing her heart, washing away all of her obscure thoughts.
오랜만이군, 고노진군. 그새 또 강해졌어.
It's been a long time, Konu True Lord. You've become even stronger. The black infernal energy quickly expands, nearly blanketing the entire sky. It condenses into an enormous blade that swings at the two of them, but it freezes right in front of Begunu's brow.
오랜만인데도 변함이
It's been a long
없구나.
time, but you haven't changed a bit. Begunu only furrows his brow slightly, and the infernal energy transforms into countless sharp blades that instantly shoot out in all directions. The blades are unstoppable, even though some of their enemies are concealed in darkness. The effectiveness of his counterattack is apparent as their formation grows more disorganized.
여전히 비열해.
You're as vile as ever. His eyes darken as his own sword forms in his hand. Known as Desolation, the blade is as sharp as frigid ice.
침착하라고.
True Lord, you're so hasty. The infernal energy gradually begins to condense into a transparent silhouette from which the leader of the infernal cultivators emerges.
우리 같은 비열한 자들이 힘의 차이를 알면서도 왜 무모하게 계속 맞서려 하는 건지 궁금하지 않아?
Aren't you curious about why, even though we know how strong you are, us vile individuals would dare to use ourselves as bait?
그게 무슨...
What are you? Before he can finish speaking, he begins to rock to the side. If he wasn't holding his sword, he would have fallen onto the ground. Master, what's wrong?
고노진 군, 혹시 민의 맛은 좀 어때?
You've fallen. What do you think about our confounding elixir?
우리 마족의 비약이다. 약에 당한 상대가 강할수록 효과도 좋아지지.
This is our secret infernal medicine. The stronger the one who consumes it, the better the effect.
섣불리 영역을 쓰지 않는 게 좋을 거야. 혹시민은 영역을 많이 쓰면 쓸수록 더 깊이 빠져들기 마련이거든.
It would be good if you didn't use your spirit power too rashly. As you use more spirit power, the medicine's influence will grow. How despicable.
우리를 욕하다니. 혹시민은 네 스승이 직접 가져간 것이다.
You curse us, but your master took that elixir voluntarily. Voluntarily? What did he take? Could it be the plum blossoms? Well, that was all deliberate. You purposefully gave yourselves away to make my master use his spirit power. It seems like they have been planning from the beginning to lead them here, and then captured them once the medicine took effect.
눈치가 빠르군.
You're sharp.
그럼 이제부터 내가 뭘 할 건지도 맞힐 수 있겠지.
And can you guess what I'm going to do next?
어서 내 뒤를 오거라.
Hurry, get behind me. He struggles to stand up in front of her, just like he said before. He appears resolute, but she begins to worry that he could collapse in front of her at any moment.
고노진 군.
True Lord.
네 목숨은 취할 뜻이 없기에 혹시민을 줬건만.
Don't be so dense. I gave you this elixir because I didn't want to take your life. He steps closer, countless dark shadows appearing behind him.
세자만 순순히 넘겨준다면 조용히 보내주지.
If you just hand over your disciple, I'll send you off. The all-encompassing infernal energy begins to surge, rushing forward like a rolling wave. It's as if Megunu is a lone ship amidst a fierce storm, ready to be swallowed up by the waves in an instant. No! Oh my.
이것만은 장담하마. 내가 쓰러지기 전까지는 그 누구도 다치지 않도록 내가 나설 것이다.
There's only one thing I'm sure of. I'll make sure no one gets hurt. She didn't know it at the time, but those words were describing a cruel scene just like this one. He stands before the turbulent waves alone. Mind and spirit as one. With these words, she gathers all of her spirit energy as she stands at his side. She no longer wants to hide behind him. Regardless of the weight the protecting something carries, she wants to shoulder it with him. She wants to stand before everything in this world by his side. Be gone, wicked spirits! She holds his hand in an effort to cleanse his mind of the confounding elixir.
지금 정신이 있는 것이냐?
Have you lost your mind?
너의 경지로 그런 강력한 영어술은 무리다.
It's impossible for you to use such powerful spirit language magic. His words are ripped to shreds as the infernal energy rages around her.
무엇을 하려는 거냐?
What are you doing? He looks up at her, finally understanding what she intends to do. He tries to stop her, but it's too late.
멈춰라.
Stop! Oh my god.
경지를 억지로 끌어올리려고 하면 주화 인마에 빠질 거야.
If you force a breakthrough, you'll go mad. Mind and spirit as one. With these words, expel all evil. I don't know why. I just want to say all of these like a magical girl. As she screams the spell, she feels something stirring within her veins. Her entire body grows hot, like something is attempting to break free.
이게 바로
This is
진정한 영어술인가?
true spirit magic. The infernal cultivator's figure begins to blur. Still dissatisfied with the results, she casts the spell once more. The colliding magic and infernal energy produce massive gusts of wind that rush in all directions. With this, the infernal energy begins to weaken. But it still isn't enough. She needs more spirit power. Mind and spirit as one. With these words, expel all evil. The moment this spell leaves her lips, she feels as if her soul is being ripped from her body.
그만하래도
Stop.
당장 멈춰.
Stop it right now. Master. Spirit power erupts outward, and she instantly loses all of her strength. Fortunately, he catches her before she collapses.
지금은 좀 어떠한가?
Are you alright? I just want you to be okay, Master. Master. Oh my gosh. Normally he's the one that gets hurt. Oh no, I wasn't ready for Rosa. She reaches out to wipe dirt from his face, but her arm grows heavier and heavier. Soon, it becomes impossible for her to lift it. What a shame. Just a little more, and she would have been able to wipe it off. This thought floats through her mind before she descends into complete darkness. How noisy. She's unsure where the sound of rain is coming from, but it seems never-ending. Even if she covers her ears and curls up into a ball, that sound continues to ring in her head. Run! You must survive. Forget about us. Live a good life. Voices suddenly sound in this void before she feels someone shoving her from behind. Who was that? Who was talking? Before she has time to react, she stumbles out into the darkness after being put. Oh. Outside the darkness, she sees a dawn sky, enveloped in heavy rain. Without any time to think, her body rushes ahead of her consciousness. Ghosts and shadows close on her. They reveal twisted smiles as they whisper her name.
어딜 도망치려고?
Where are you running away to? The bamboo forest is wet and slippery, and she crashes to the ground. Bitter mud splashes into her mouth, but she can't muster the strength to wipe it away. She fumbles around and tries to stand, but the footsteps pursuing her have ceased.
찾았다.
I found you. The leader walks toward her slowly, holding a blade. Even with the heavy rain, the blood on his blade isn't washed away. It drips down to the ground along with the raindrops, dyeing the soil a crimson red.
이제 그만 도망치고 얌전히 따라오라고.
I told you not to run away and follow me. His statement is cut short as a sword slices through the air. With incredible speed, the blade decimates everything in its path as the infernal cultivator's head falls to the ground. Oh my god! The nearby bamboo stalk splits in two. The man wielding the sword stands under the rain like a divine immortal who descended to earth.
소슬갑.
That blade. An infernal cultivator recognizes the sword, his once arrogant voice growing fearful.
검 한 자루로 천하를 발발 떨게 만들 실력이라면 운합타의 백은호다.
That sword is feared throughout the realms. You're Pegunu of the Cloudbreak sect.
마계에서도 날 아는구나.
So, even those in the infernal realm know me. His voice follows his sword as it slices through the air. Immortal, please, save me. Oh, this is the memory. This must be her when she was younger. She knows she won't get another chance like this. Sensing the infernal cultivator's fear, she immediately runs towards this man named Pegunu. The infernal cultivators want to capture her, but they don't dare move closer out of fear of him. Oh. Dude, this is so pretty. The swords that are flying around. Oh my god, that reminds me of Yanqing. Is Yanqing a cultivator? Oh, that's so cool though. Ice. Flying swords? Oh my gosh. He is Yanqing. Or Zane.
검수가 여긴 어쩐 일이지?
Why are you here?
지나가는 길에
I'm just passing through.
너와 싸울 생각은 없으니까 지나가는 길이라면 마저 지나가라고.
Since you're just passing through, why not overlook this incident? We wouldn't want to cause any trouble for you.
말은 끝까지 듣거라.
Listen to the end.
지나가는 길에
I'm just passing through
유혹을 메고 악을 처단할 작정이다.
and eradicating evil. With the wave of his hand, his sword is about to fly through the bamboo forest. When the infernal cultivator sees that he isn't taking the bait, he drops all pretense.
운합타의 백은호는 고결하고 청렴한 존재인 줄 알았는데 결국 영어스를 탐내는 자들 중 하나였어.
Judging by your righteous exterior, I wouldn't have guessed you were also after the spirit language magic. He narrows his eyes as he doesn't want to waste any more attention on the remaining infernal cultivators.
말이 많군.
You talk too much.
내가 어떤 사람인지는 네가 알 바가 아니다.
You don't need to know what kind of person I am. With that, he releases his final attack, not giving his opponent any time to react.
되어라. 소슬.
Desolation. Slice. Ooh. The sword's energy leaves everything it touches desolate and bleak. In the cycles of heaven, those who arbitrarily massacre others will eventually become lonely ghosts, falling to the blade themselves. The smell of blood is soon overpowered by the rain, and the bamboo forest goes silent. Begunu turns around to leave. Immortal! Immortal! She chases Begunu from the muddy bamboo forest back to the corridor. The lantern light is bright as ever, but the once lively garden is now filled with the sound of howling wind and rain pouring down on the eaves. Her shouts are swallowed up one after another. Immortal, please stay! She grabs onto his sleeve in a panic, staining the white fabric with mud. Rude as it is, she can't seem to let go of his dry, warm clothes.
아직 볼 일이 남았는가?
Do you still need something? Immortal, please take me with you. Don't leave me here all alone. Terrified of being left alone again, she tightly clutches the fabric in her hands. Nothing could ever make her let go. You don't have any objections. I want to become your disciple. I want to stay by your side. Her racing mind finally comes up with a reasonable way she can stay with him.
내 곁에 머물고 싶다고 했느냐?
You want to stay by my side? He repeats what she said softly, revealing an embarrassed expression for the first time. But the entire time, he never pulls his sleeve back from her. After the rain subsides, though he doesn't take her on as his disciple, he takes her back to the Cowbrick sect so she can stay at Sunglow's Landing. Amidst these tranquil surroundings, that gut-wrenching rainy night gradually becomes a memory. Begunu goes on to become the Konu True Lord, respected by all in the three realms. No one dares disturbs her after that. Her time at Sunglow's Landing is relaxing and carefree. Every day she waits at the gate for Begunu's return. At first, he said it wasn't necessary, but he acquiesces with time. Later on, a table and some chairs suddenly appear where she often waits for him. Why hasn't he come back yet? He always insists she shouldn't call him Konu True Lord. Instead, he prefers that she calls him by his real name. She peers outside the gate, but she still doesn't see his familiar silhouette. He sent a message saying he would definitely be back before nightfall today. If I remember correctly, Cloudbreak Mountain isn't far from Penglai. Did some things go wrong when they were fighting the Kraken? Strange thoughts swirl around in her mind. Before she knows it, she falls asleep. Huh? What's that smell? An odd scent pulls her out of the chaos.
나로 인해 깬 것이냐?
Did I wake you? Without her noticing, a flowering tree has been planted next to her. It is producing the aroma she just smelled. And under the tree, she sees the person who has filled her thoughts. Begunu, you're back!
그래, 오래 기다리게 했구나.
That's right. You were waiting a long time. No, it's okay. What's going on with this tree?
이건 자하목이라는 건데 동네 사람들이 말하길 늙지도 시들지도 않고
This is a chaha tree.
꽃이 피면 시드는 법이 없다고 하더구나.
Someone at Mount Penglai told me this type of tree never grows old or withers. Its blossoms will bloom forever.
흥미로워. 너에게도 보여주고 싶었다.
I was fascinated, so I wanted to show it to you. The tree lives up to its name, its large blossoms blooming to perfection. From a distance, it looks like a fluffy pink cloud perched on the branches, like something from a fantastical dreamland. I see. It's so beautiful.
그리고
And a breeze blows by as he pauses. Petals fall from the rustling flowers. The petals envelop them like rainfall.
이 나무보다 수명이 긴 영수는 없지.
No spirit pet could ever outlive it. What?
운하파에는 스승이 갓 입문한 제자에게 영수를 선물해야 한다는 규칙이 있단다.
Aw. It is a custom for masters in the Cloudbreak sect to give disciples a spirit pet.
오랜 고민 끝에 이 자아목만한 영수는 없을 것 같더구나.
After a lot of consideration, I felt like no spirit pet could ever compete with the chaha tree.
나중에 내가 없으면 이 나무가 곁에 있어줄 것이다.
Later, when I'm
앞으로 몇
gone,
년이 지나도 늘 여기서
later when
너와
I'm
함께
gone,
하겠지.
it will be here with you. No matter how many years goes by, it will always be here. Hegunu, you... She thinks she understands what he's saying, but she can't just believe it.
왜 아직도 날 이름으로 부르는지 모르겠구나.
Why are you still calling me by my name?
설마 생각이 바뀌어서
Did you change your mind?
내 제자가 되겠다는 마음이 사라진 것이냐?
Do you not want to be my disciple anymore? No, that's not it. She still can't believe it. Mulling it over again and again in her head, she finally says the words out loud. Master. Oh my. Wait. Pure thoughts, pure thoughts, pure thoughts. Meditation, meditation. He reaches out to gently brush away the petals that have fallen in her hair in response. She looks into his smiling gaze, doing her best to suppress the words in her heart. However, she is unable to do so. Then, if the chaha tree will always be with me, will you too, Master? Master, can you always stay by my side? He's about to answer, but she realizes what she really wants to say, concealed within her hesitant. Oh my god. These two! The slowest of slow burns. It's a question that she's been growing, or that has been growing inside her heart since the moment she met him in the rain at the bamboo forest, and the moment she realized she wanted to stay by his side. If you weren't my master, and if I wasn't your disciple, could I always stay by your side? He seemingly wants to say something, but it's too late. The world begins to collapse and fade around her. His face grows distorted, and although he is clearly saying something, she can't make it out. She finally remembers. The real her is confronting the infernal cultivators with him at her old house in the mortal realm. And all of this was just a brief illusion, a long dream. Master! She suddenly awakens. Before she even has time to observe her surroundings, she immediately begins searching for Pegunu.
사저, 드디어 깨어났네요.
Then your disciple, you're finally awake. Kiki throws herself at her, crying tears of joy.
장모님께서 오늘은 꼭 깨어날 거라고 하셨는데
The head of the sect
정말
was right.
일어났네요.
He told me you'd wake up today, and you did. Kiki? Only then does she realize she's already returned to the Cloudbreak sect, and she is at Sky Glow Crest. How am I here? Where's my master? What happened?
일단 진정해요. 천천히
First, calm
설명해줄게요.
down. I'll explain everything slowly.
고노진군께서 사저를 데려오셨어요. 그날 쓰러진 사저를 안고 돌아오시는데 다들 깜짝 놀랐다니까요.
The Kanu True Lord brought you back here. You were unconscious when he carried you, and we were all surprised.
계속 장모님께 사저를 구해달라고 간청드리기만 하고 무슨 일인지 물어보면 아무 대답도 안 하시더라고요.
No matter how much we asked, he wouldn't answer. He just kept begging the head of the sect to save you. Begging the head of the sect? Pegunu? The man who had never relented even when he was at a disadvantage facing off against the infernal cultivators?
네,
Yes.
무리해서 경지를 끌어올리려다 주아인마에 빠진 사저를 구할 방법은 수은술밖에 없었거든요.
You forcefully broke through to the next realm and went mad. Only the soul-seeking magic could save you.
근데 그게 조금만 실수해도 시전한 사람이랑 받는 사람이 악에 잠식될 수도 있는 위험한 도술이라.
But if there's even a slight mistake, the caster and the person that they're rescuing will both succumb to inner demons.
그래서 처음 그 이야기를 듣고서
So when he first proposed it, I turned him down. The Qingjin Lord walks in, continuing where Kiki left off.
헌데 고집이 어찌나 센지
But his
도저히 설득할
stubbornness is
수가
strong.
없었네.
I've never been able to convince him of anything. Then, is my master okay?
걱정 말거라.
Don't worry.
네가 눈을 떴다는 건 녀석도 괜찮다는 거니 말이야.
Now that your eyes are open, he'll be fine.
다만 줄곧 네 곁을 지키느라 많이 지쳐 있어서 현이에게 잠깐 자리를 대신해 달라고 했단다.
I saw how tired he was from looking after you, so I asked Kiki to take his place for a short time. Master,
어쨌든 사저도 조언의 경지에 도달했으니까 이제 소원을 이룬 셈이네요.
anyway, it seems like you finally succeeded in breaking through to the Chaoyuan realm. Oh my gosh, Kiki. She is sincerely happy, but Zhang Mi's heart still aches when she thinks about the pain she felt when she forced herself to break through to the next realm. The Qingjin Lord looks at her meaningfully. There is an emotion in his usually calm gaze that she can't discern.
현아, 단 둘이 이야기를 나누고 싶구나.
Oh, her name is Hyun. Okay.
잠깐 물러가 있거라.
Hyuna, would you give us some time? I have something to talk to Jangmi about in private. Okay. Wait, is her name Hyuna? Hang on.
현아,
Hyuna. Okay.
단 둘이
I'm gonna try to remember that. Oh my gosh.
네, 제자 먼저 물러나겠습니다.
I'll head out first.
사저 또 보러 올게요.
I'll come see you later. Oh, sorry. She says, please, or make sure you come see me later. That's what she says. Okay. After Hyuna leaves, the Qingjin Lord sits down across from her.
얼마 전에도 여기 이렇게 앉아 있었는데 말이야.
We sat in the same position not too
그때
long ago.
어찌 경지를 끌어올리냐 묻는 너에게 속세로 가서 경험을 쌓으라고 일렀지.
You asked me how to achieve a breakthrough, and I told you to go to the mortal realm. Yes, everything happened just like you said it would. I found my path of cultivation in the mortal realm and successfully broke through to the next realm.
그런데 지금 보니 경지를 돌파하지 못하고 있던 게 오히려 잘된 일이었던 것 같구나.
But it looks like your inability to break through to the next realm served as some type of protection.
조언의
protection.
경지에 도달해 영어술의 진정한 비밀을 깨닫게 되는 순간 더 이상 돌이킬 수 없게 되니 말이야.
Once you unravel the mystery behind spirit magic, language magic, after entering the Chao Yuan realm, there will be no going back. He accurately voices her thoughts, but there seems to be a deeper meaning in his words. The mystery behind spirit language magic?
영어술은 화몽지술이라고도 하는데 시전하는 이는 술에 걸린 자에게 꿈을 꾸게 하고 그 후 자신의 영역을 사용해 그 꿈을 현실로 만들어낸단다.
Oh, spirit language magic is also known as dream morph magic. The caster can create a dream for their target using their own spirit power to turn the dream into reality.
소모되는 영역은 만들어진 꿈과 현실 간의 격차에 따라 결정되지.
The amount of spirit power required depends on how large the disparity between the created dream and reality is.
넌
Back
겨우
then,
취정의 경지에 도달한 몸으로
you were still in the
본호가
Juding realm.
중독된 혹시민을 제거하고 저택에 있던 마수들을 모두 없애려 들었다.
You were attempting to expel the confounding elixir from Begunu's body, in addition to defeating all the infernal cultivators. The disparity was too large. I didn't have enough spirit power, so I forced myself to break through to the next realm and went mad.
맞아.
That's right.
바로 그래서야.
That's what happened. Now that it's come to this, the problem is inescapable. I've ascended to the Chaoyan realm now. I have more spirit power than before, so I want to handle the infernal realm's resurrection.
꿈과 현실의 차이가 세상 만물을 아우를 정도로 크다. 필요한 영역도 엄청날 테지.
This disparity encompasses everything in the world. The spirit realm power required is unimaginable. Master, what do you mean? Will it consume all of my spirit power?
그래.
Right.
어쩌면 가진 영역을 모두 쏟더라도 실패로 돌아갈 수 있다.
But it could completely exhaust all of your power. And even then, you might not succeed. Exhaust all of my spirit power, then that means... She doesn't dare voice it. Putting life and death aside to be truly courageous isn't as simple as that.
허나
Even so,
상계를 구하기 위해서는 네 영어술이 최선의 방법이겠지.
your spirit language magic is still the best way that we have to save the three realms.
최선의 방법이라는 게 무엇입니까?
What is the best way? She hears Daegunu's voice before she sees him. When she finally lays eyes on him, she feels somewhat conflicted. He brushes his sleeve aside and sits down next to her, flower petals resting on his shoulder. She clearly rushed here from Sunglow's landing.
사부님께서
Master,
너무 단언하시는 것 같습니다.
your words are too black and white.
방법은 늘 있기 마련이지 않습니까?
There are always many other options.
백성을 지키는 게 힘든 일인 만큼 적어도 선택의 기회를 주는 게 좋을 듯합니다.
As difficult as it is to save the common people, to protect the common people, there are just as many ways to make the decision. He looks over at her, voicing her confused thoughts in just a few words.
백성을 지키는 일에 꼭 제자의 희생이 필요한 겁니까?
Do we really need to risk her life to save the common people?
하늘의 뜻 앞에서 우리가 뭘 할 수 있겠느냐?
The heavens have replied. What else can we do?
그게 하늘의 뜻이라면 너무 불공평합니다.
The heavens' words are too unfair.
운명이 그리 정해져 있다면
If this is destiny,
제가 그 운명을 바꿔보겠습니다.
then I'm going to change it. Oh! God, I wish there was an option to like save or like favorite your favorite voice lines in this game. Gosh, Artem, please. I love him.
백성을 지키는 건 우리 수행자들의 사명이다.
But protecting the common people is our duty as cultivators.
제 제자 또한 백성입니다.
She is one of those common people. He speaks every word with a decisive gaze. Yeah, wow, and tone. Her heart begins to beat wildly in response to his words. It's harder to hide than any pounding in her chest she's felt before.
제가 수행길을 걸어감에 있어서 또 백성을 지키는 데에 있어서 이 문인이 필요합니다.
This is my path of cultivation. If I want to protect the common people, I need to protect her too,
네 목숨을 바쳐야 한데도
even if it costs you your life. His tone is somewhat strange. It's part question, part statement.
제 영혼이 사라진다 한들 후회는 없을 겁니다.
Wow. Even if my soul is lost, I will have no regrets. He answers readily without any hesitation. It's as if he considered it thousands of times, but his answer has never changed. Just like he once said, they don't have to go with him, or she doesn't have to go with him, but ultimately the two have reached the same destination on different paths.
아직도 아까 사부님께서 하신 이야기를 생각하느냐?
Are you still thinking about what the master said just now? The disagreement between Daigunu and the master isn't resolved, but it doesn't need to be. After some silence, she and he return to Sunglow's landing. If one of us has to die, I would rather it be...
그게 너이길 바라는 것이냐?
You would rather it be you? The breeze tussles his hair, making it nearly impossible for him to hide the emotion in his eyes. It's not me, then it's you. I don't want you to die. Instead of the noble desire to protect the common people, this is still the only thing on her mind.
나라도 그게 되겠느냐?
Do you think I could do it then?
너 혼자 죽음 속으로 뛰어드는 모습을 바라만 보고 있을 수는 없다.
I don't want to just watch you die. Or I don't want to just stand back and watch you die.
내게 그리 잔인하게 굴지 말거라.
Don't be so cruel. Oh my god, he sounds so severe. Flowers drift through the air like clumps of snow. He raises his hand with a strange look in his eyes. He thinks he's about to do something. In the next moment, he returns to normal, gently brushing a flower off her shoulder. The intense look in his eyes is similar to the day he accepted her as his disciple. Back then, she was so full of happiness, convinced she would always have a reason to stay by his side. But now it feels like she's saying goodbye, even though neither of them wants to say it out loud.
늘 곁에 있어주겠다면서
You said you wanted to be by my side forever.
저버리려는 것이냐?
Is that not true anymore? How did you... That is something she's asked him in the dream world. How was he aware of it in reality?
수혼술은 영혼으로 영혼을 사로잡는 것이다.
Soul-seek magic uses one soul to capture another.
길 잃은 자의 영혼을 붙잡으려면 깨어있는 자의 영혼이 직접 환상 속으로 들어가야만 하지.
The soul of the person who is awake has to enter the other person's dream to seize their lost soul.
두 영혼이 만나고 나서야 비로소 네 영혼이 육체로 돌아갈 수 있다는 거야.
Only when the souls recognize each other are they able to shed the restraints and return to the physical body. So you heard everything. You never imagined her hidden thoughts would be exposed like this. Her heart sinks, but she doesn't dare look into his eyes again.
그래.
Yes, right.
네가 그리 물었을 때가 마침 내가 널 발견했을 때였다.
I found out right when you asked me.
그땐 대답할 겨를이 없었는데.
I didn't have time to respond back then.
없지. 아직 내 대답이 궁금하느냐?
But what do you think? Do you want to hear my answer now? He quietly recites a spell, and the plum blossom branch appears in his hand again. It looks to be thriving, showing that someone has carefully cared for it.
매화가 품고 있던 혹시민도
These
없애두었다.
are the plum blossoms from before.
받아주겠느냐?
I got rid of the confounding elixir. Will you still accept them? His attitude isn't assertive whatsoever, but it's still incredibly difficult to hold back the thoughts that that are threatening to spill out. Of course I do. Oh my god, how many chapters do I have left? I never pay attention. Before she can take the plum blossoms from Baekunu, a loud noise sounds at the mountain gate. Then the ground begins to shake beneath her feet. What's going on? Concentrated infernal energy begins to condense in the sky nearby. It looks like a black cloud bearing down on the city, ready to devour and destroy everything in an instant.
마족의 내습이다.
The infernal cultivators have arrived.
마존의 부활이 가까워질수록 마족들이 활개를 치는구나.
It seems like the infernal sovereign's resurrection is almost here. They are getting more and more restless. Cloudbreak Mountain Gate. Jangmi and Baegunu rush to the mountain gate without skipping a beat. Things are already far more serious than she imagined. The disciples have arranged themselves to face off against the infernal cultivators, but their opponents' attacks are relentless, putting Baegunu at a disadvantage.
마존께서 명하셨다. 영어수를 쓰는 데를 산채로 잡으면 그 상을 내리실 것이다.
Obey your infernal sovereign. Whoever captures the one who practices spirit language magic alive will be amply rewarded. The approaching infernal cultivators grow even more agitated when they see
소슬!
Jangmi. Desolation. Baegunu summons his sword. It cuts through the air, creating a wave that knocks the infernal cultivators to the ground. Their onslaught momentarily ceases, allowing the disciples to finally catch their breath.
고노진군, 사저, 두 분이 여긴 어쩐 일이세요?
Honu True Lord, senior disciple, what are you two doing here? The infernal cultivators are here. How could we not come?
오면 안 됐어요.
But they're here for
놈들의
you.
목적은 사저란 말이에요.
But you shouldn't be here. What I mean is that they're here for you.
그때 네가 보여준 영어술의 위력을 봐서 그런지 무슨 수를 써서라도 널 잡아갈 작정인가 보구나.
It seems that after showing them the true power of spirit language magic, they're even more intent on capturing you.
사저, 빨리 피해요. 여긴 우리가 맡을게요.
Senior disciple, please get out of here. We'll take care of it. They're here for me. How could I push this responsibility onto you? After regrouping, the infernal cultivators strike again. Their blood-curdling shouts surround
마수들이
them.
노리는 건 사제가 아니라 인간 세상이에요. 그러니까 이 세상을 지키는 건 모두의 사명이지 한 사람의 책임이 아니라는 말이에요.
The infernal cultivators aren't targeting just you. They're after the human realm as well. Protecting that realm is our responsibility. It isn't just one person. Hyuna is no longer as excitable and willful as before. Her words are completely serious now. Everyone looks over. Some of them attended classes at the Sun's Glow with her. Some have only passed her in the corridor. But at this moment, they are all standing in front of her like an impenetrable wall. Aww.
운하파의 제자들은 듣거라.
Listen to me, disciples of the Cloudbreak sect.
모두 날 따라.
Everyone
벽에
follow
대해
me.
섬멸하라.
Stand by my side in defeating this evil. The resounding "Yes, Master" that follows shakes the earth and reverberates in her chest. Baegunu stands in front of everyone, brandishing his sword, and she follows him. I told you, I'll always be by your side. The attacking infernal cultivators move closer and closer. Baegunu looks at her and nods. His razor-sharp sword shines with dazzling light, reflecting in his eyes. The infernal energy rises up in the sky, opening up like the mouth of a massive dragon. It seems like it intends on swallowing everything whole. Baegunu raises his blade and splits it with a single movement, directly going for her opponent. The fight rages on, hot blood splashing on their faces. Before she even has time to wipe it all off, more infernal cultivators rush forward. How do more of them keep coming? It's like they don't fear death at all.
다들 이대로 가다간 영역과 체력이 다해 방어선이 뚫리고 말 것이다.
If this keeps up, our spirit power and stamina are going to run out. Sooner or later, gaps are going to appear in our defense. While they are talking, Jangmi spots an exhausted disciple on the front line who is about to collapse. She immediately uses spirit language magic to block an attack from striking him. If that happens, we're all doomed. What should we do?
지금으로서는 영어술로 놈들을 단번에 제압하는 수밖에 없다.
Right now, our only choice is to use spirit language magic to defeat the enemy in one blow. He finally rushes over. The master finally rushes over, his expression solemn. But there are so many. Even if I use up all my spirit power, I'm afraid
네 영역만 두고 보면 부족하겠지만
your own
내
spirit power won't be
영역을
enough.
더한다면 어떻겠느냐?
But what if you have mine?
사부님, 그럴 순 없습니다.
Master, you can't do that. After hearing his suggestion, Baegunu uses all of his strength to deal a massive attack, buying them time to talk. Master, we can't do that. I'll die if I use up my spirit power. That means you'll also.
이미 생사의 기로에 놓인 이상 희생은 피할 수 없다.
Right now, this is a matter of life and death. We can't avoid sacrifice.
은후의 실력은 내게 뒤지지 않는다. 물을 겨룬다면 내가 질 수도 있겠지. 그렇다면 내 영역을 더 가치 있게 쓰고 싶구나.
Begunu's cultivation level is not equal to mine. If I join the fight, I might not be able to win. So, this is a better way to use my spirit power.
사부님, 아직 최악의 상황은 아닙니다.
Master, we still have. It's
만약
not.
그리 된다고 한들
We're not out of
제가
time yet. If it comes to that, I should.
아니라 은우야. 네 끝은 여기가 아니야.
No, Begunu. That is not your destination.
넌 지금껏 운명을 믿지 않고 저만의 길을 걸어왔지. 난 그 용기가 대견하단다. 부디 더 멀리 나아갔으면 좋겠구나.
You've never believed in destiny and have always walked your own path. I've always admired your courage is amazing, and I hope that you continue even further.
하나, 내 길은 여기까지다.
But my path ends here.
말세의 재앙을 예견했을 때부터 이 날이 올 것을 알고 있었으니 말이야.
I already knew this day would come when I foresaw the calamity. Oh no! In every universe, he dies. He frowns and stretches his palm out to her. As a warm sensation immediately begins bubbling through her body, his face begins to grow pale.
슬퍼 말거라.
Don't be sad.
네게 신념이 있듯이 나도 그럴 뿐이니까.
Just that you have something to unwaveringly pursue, I do too.
운하파의 장문인으로서
As the head
제자를
of the
지키는 건
Culbric sect, it's my
내가
duty.
마땅히 해야 할 일이야.
It's my duty to protect my disciples.
사부님,
Master. Begunu's words are swallowed up by the endless sounds of combat. He doesn't say more, simply standing in front of Jangmi and the Master to fight off another wave of attacks.
시간이 없다.
We don't have time.
어서 주문을 외거라.
Hurry and cast the spell. Jangmi wipes her face, trying not to dwell on her raging emotions and calling upon her spirit power instead. Mind and spirit as one. With these words, obliterate all evil, decimate all infernal spirits. Spirit power that once belonged to the Master spews forth. Some infernal cultivators become aware of that, but it's too late for them to escape. Savage, brutal screams echo through the air. The infernal energy that once covered the sky gradually disperses, allowing sunlight to pour down on them all. After using up all of his spirit power, the Master sways amidst the warm golden light before he suddenly collapses.
가보렴. 가서 너희가 지키고 싶은 걸 지켜내.
Go. Go and protect all that you want to protect. Clouds float by overhead, and the wind has subsided, but the air is deathly silent. Jangmi they clearly succeeded, but this is somehow more tragic than losing. Oh no! Oh my. Begunu is chosen as the new head of the sect after the Master passes away, and Jangmi follows him to Sky Glow Crest to handle the remaining affairs. A life has been lost. Hi, Mizu. I got the Artem card in a single 10 pull, and we are currently doing the story, and it is reaching the conclusion. Neil died, as he does in every universe. And Artem takes over his position. Oh, Jesus Christ. A life has been lost and many things have changed since they last came to this familiar location. Begunu's expression remains calm, and while she knows he is no longer dwelling on the past, he still hasn't let go. He will never let go, and always remembering the Master in his own way. She is respectful of this, simply accompanying him in silence.
사부님께서
Yeah, it's a canon event.
정말 모든 걸 알고 계셨구나.
He must have known all of this would happen. As they sort through the books that he left behind, Jangmi discovers that he'd recorded the results of every instance of divination he ever performed. His sacrifice is also clearly recorded here. Huh? What's this? As she arbitrarily flips through the book, a certain record catches her attention. This hexagram is from the year that they first met, and he was the target of the divination session. The chance to break through can be found in the mortal realm. After this, what's done is done. Amidst heavy rain in the bamboo, life and death are destined. The hexagram is vague, but she can faintly discern that it has something to do with her. Was there more to her encounter with Begunu that met the eye? Wait! So when he was trying to break through, he also needed to enter the mortal realm. And it was by meeting her that he broke through, I assume. That's cute.
네가 진실을 알 때가 되었구나.
It's time you knew the truth. Wait, what truth? Begunu's eyes are deep as he talks about a past that has long since been buried. Ah, flashback time. Inside the complete silence of Sky Glow crest. Oh my god, I cannot pronounce this word. It's because of all of the K and G sound. Igunu looks at the results of his master divined, finally making a decision.
사부님,
Master,
전 그래도 가야겠습니다.
even so, I still want to go.
운명의 사람을 만나게 될지라도 가고 싶습니다.
Even if I meet this chosen one, I still want to go.
네가 더 높은 경지에 도달하고 싶어 한다는 건 알지만 넌 아직 젊고 기회는 많단다.
I know how much you want to break through to the next realm, but you are young and but you're still young and there will be many opportunities.
하늘이 내리는 시련은 다른 것들하고는 달라. 대부분이 생사가 걸린 재앙인데 그게 무슨 의미인지 모르겠다는 말이냐?
A destined calamity is different from any other disaster. It's a matter of life and death. Don't you understand what that means?
그 사람으로 인해 살 수도 죽을 수도 있다는 말이겠죠.
I understand that it means that I might live. I might live or die, but
사람이 죽고 사는 건 하늘이 아니라 저 자신에게 달려 있다고 생각합니다.
I believe that my own life and death are not determined by the heavens, but by my own action.
더 높은 경지로 올라갈 수 있는지가 그자에게 달린 거라면 전 더더욱 놓칠 수 없습니다.
If she has something to do with my breakthrough, I can't miss this chance. The master speaks earnestly, but Daegunu already has his mindset.
이미 결정한 일에 마음 돌리는 일이 없다는 걸 알지만 그래도 설득하고 싶구나.
Okay. Since you've already made up your mind, I knew that I wouldn't be able to say anything to change it. But still, I wanted to try to persuade you.
절 아끼시는 사부님의 마음은 잘 알고 있습니다.
I understand how much you care about me. Oh,
내 제자 중 제일 가는 재능을 지녔으면서도
you're my most talented
더
disciple.
높은 경지에 도달하지 못했지. 그래서 어떻게든 방법을 찾아주려고 점을 친 것인데
But since you haven't made a breakthrough, I wanted to use divination to help you find the opportunity.
오히려 이를 그르쳐 널 그 길로 이끌게 될 줄이야.
I didn't realize it would backfire and send you down a path like this. Oh my gosh, exact same thing happened. Twice.
사부님,
Wow.
염려 마십시오.
Master,
앞으로
don't
닥칠
worry.
일을 알고 있는 만큼 조심히 행동하겠습니다.
I know what's coming, so I'll do my best to be careful and avoid it.
네가 막다른 길에 몰려 무기력해지진 않을까? 그게 걱정이구나.
When you reach a dead end, you'll be completely helpless, but that's what I'm afraid of.
그리고 어떻게 기회가 닿아서 난 결국 그 대나무 숲에 가게 됐지.
And then in the end, I went to the bamboo forest. So your breakthrough really happened because of me?
그래,
That's right.
난 세상 곳곳을 다니면서 인간의 다양한 모습을 봐왔단다. 마음에 와 닿는 것도 있었지만 깨달으면 이르지 못했지.
Yes, I walked among the mortals and saw so many different things in there. Although it deeply moved me, I wasn't able to discover the true core.
널 만나기 전까지는 말이야.
That is until I met you. Before this, they had never talked about that night so specifically. He didn't dare look away for fear of missing a single detail.
넌 진흙투성이가
He doesn't.
혼자 비틀거리며 내게 달려왔다.
You were completely covered in mud with no one to lean on. And then you came over to me.
순간 무엇을 해야 좋을지 몰라.
I didn't know what to do at that moment.
움켜쥐었지.
I just gripped the sword in my hand.
그리고 난 사부님의 점괘, 뒤엉킨 우리의 운명, 목숨과 관련된 예언, 많은 걸 잊었단다.
And then the Master's hexagram, our destinies, the life and death prophecy, I forgot everything.
처음으로 머릿속이 새하얘지더니 이런 생각이 들더구나.
That was the first time my mind was completely empty. And only a single thought entered. He pauses briefly, and her breath catches in her throat for a moment.
검으로 세상의 불의를 베어버리자고. 다시는 너와 같은 일을 겪는 사람이 없도록 말이야.
I wanted to use my sword to sever all injustice. So romantic. Like, you expect him to say, like, I just want to be with you for the rest of my life. But no, he's like, I wanted to sever all injustice in the world. I didn't want anyone in the world to suffer from the same things you did.
여생 동안 네가 다시는 비에 젖지 않았으면 한다.
Okay, there we go. I didn't want you to get wet from the rain again for the rest of your life. So heroic, I know, right? God, I love Artem. He's so cute. At first, he was like... You're like, God. Almost like Kevin? No. Well, maybe. He's very pure in his values. That's one thing I really like about Artem, is he's got a very strong sense of justice, right? And that's why we love him. Seeking a breakthrough, he came down to the mortal world, went to the bamboo forest during a heavy rainstorm at daybreak, and saved her. This led to an epiphany, allowing him to break through to the next realm. And as things turned out, she also encountered a similar opportunity for the same reasons. Strange are the machinations of destiny. Their stories are like mirror reflections of one another, but also like two entangled shadows. That's why you didn't take me on as your disciple for a long time. It was because of that hexagram.
그래.
Right.
그날 대나무 숲에서 네가 내게 데려가 달라고 했을 때 거절해야 옳았던 것이다.
Actually, that night when you begged me to take you... that night in the bamboo forest when you begged me to take you with me, I should have refused.
허나 네가 내 옷자락을 너무도 간절히 붙잡지 않았느냐.
But you were holding on to me so tightly.
그래서 우선 비바람을 피할 곳을 마련해 준 다음에 어쩌면 좋을지 생각해 보려고 했지.
I thought I should at least shelter you from the wind and rain first, then figure something else out. Everything has an explanation. That's why the master asked that question.
네 목숨을 바쳐야 한데도
Even if it costs you your life? His tone is somewhat strange. It's part question, part statement.
제 영혼이 사라진다 한들 후회는 없을 겁니다.
Even if my soul is lost, I will have no regrets. He wasn't really confirming Baekunu's decision. He was simply reminding him of the ending that had already been determined. He realized his own disciple was on a path toward his death, but there was nothing he could do. Then the master, why did you change your mind? He should have pulled his clothes away from her, should have turned her down. There were countless days and nights when he could have sent her away. He could have chosen to live, but he...
그러게. 왜 그랬을까?
Exactly. Why did I do that? Baekunu doesn't answer her question directly. Instead, he takes her back to Sunglow's Landing. The garden is covered in fallen flowers. When the wind blows, it stirs them like ripples in water. Baekunu, why... You knew how this would end, but you still chose to keep me here? She doesn't call him master, choosing to call him by his name like she did in the beginning. She should have asked him this question back then.
놓을 수가 없었다.
Because I couldn't let you go.
한때
Back then,
혼자가 익숙하고
I was all alone.
또 그게
Or I was
나쁘지
used to
않다고
being alone.
생각했었다.
I didn't think there was anything wrong with it.
하나 복내에서 돌아오던 그날
But the day I came back from Mount
혼자 있는
Penglai,
널 보았다.
I saw you there alone. He points into the distance without any hesitation, identifying the exact location.
바로 저기서 날 기다리고 있었지.
You were waiting for me right over there.
피곤했을 텐데 아무데도 가지 않고
Even though you must have been tired,
그대로
you didn't
잠들어
leave.
있었단다.
You just fell asleep.
그런 널 보다가
Seeing you
문득
there,
깨달았다. 누군가 기다려준다는 것도 그리 나쁘지 않다는 걸.
I realized that it's not so bad to have someone waiting for you.
내 곁에 머물고 싶다고 했었지.
You always say that you want to stay by my side, right? But actually, he softly calls out her name. His eyes lock with hers, not allowing her to look away.
내가 널 놓지 못하는 것이다.
I'm the one who can't let you go.
스승과 제자라는 이름으로 내 곁에 묶어둘 수만 있다면 주저없이 그리할 것이다.
Oh my god. Dusty line, but we have to remember that this is a fantasy historical concept, all right? So, well, you know, just buy into the romance of it for now, okay? If I could use our relationship as master and disciple to keep you with me, I wouldn't hesitate to do so. Baekunu.
아니, 이걸로는 이해가 잘 안 될지도 모르겠구나.
No, perhaps that isn't enough to help you understand.
내가 말하고 싶은 건
What I really want to say is,
네가 내 제자가 아니고 우리가 사제 관계가 아니더라도 늘 네 곁에 있고 싶다는 것이다.
this is a much better line, okay? Even if you weren't my disciple and I wasn't your master, I would still want you by my side. After all this time, the questions that have been buried deep within her heart are finally answered. Even though this road was paved with blood and tears, she is still immensely lucky. She never had to scale that cliff, for the view at the precipice was always right in front of her. But the hexagram, as we get closer, it can only end in death. Oh my god.
그게 문제가 되느냐?
Is that a problem?
한때 점괘란 미래에 대한 선택지를 주는 수단으로만 생각했다.
I've always believed that hexagrams merely show one of many future possibilities.
허나 지금은
But now,
우리가 꼭 거쳐야 할 길을 알려준 거라고 믿고 싶구나.
I believe that this is the path that we must follow.
어느 하나가 죽어야만 끝난다는 건
It can only end in death. He bends down. As he moves closer to her, he blocks the sea of flowers behind him.
검은 머리가 팥뿌리가 될 때까지 함께한다는 뜻으로도 해석할 수 있으니 말이야.
Then that may also mean that we will never be apart. Oh my god! Till death do us part! That's a proposal! That's a proposal! Living and dying together. I didn't know it could be interpreted so beautifully. As a petal is about to fall on his lips, she moves first. Oh! She grips his sleeve before closing her eyes. Pegunu immediately understands, holding her hand through the fabric. Their fingers entwine, and an unstoppable heat overcomes her, causing her eyes to sting. This connection is a wonderful thing, but the more passionate her feelings, the more... Wait, that's a really good line. As a petal is about to fall on his lips, she moves first. Ah!
왜 우는 것이냐?
Why are you crying? He touches his forehead to hers, softly wiping away her every teardrop with his fingers. His gentle motions remind her of her looming duty, while the happiness she feels inadvertently causes her mind to wander. The infernal sovereign is about to resurrect, ushering in the calamity. Everyone in the world, just as happy as they are now, will have their joy cut short. I know what I have to do. I don't have any other choice, and I won't choose anything else. This path was destined from the moment he helped her realize her desire to help the world in the bamboo forest, from the time he did everything in his power, through all of his words and actions, to give her more choices. You said protecting the common people is difficult, so how could I let you do it alone? I want to protect the world we live in with you.
지금 보니 그리 힘든 일은 아니겠구나.
It won't be that hard anymore. He shakes his head slightly and chuckles.
함께할 사람이 생겼으니 말이야.
Now I have someone beside me. Then promise me, no matter what happens, you'll never let go of my hand. She never wants him to stand in front of her alone, leaving her by herself in this world. She doesn't say this out loud, fearing it might become reality. Even so, Begunu sees through it.
약속이야 할 수 있지만
I can promise you, but
스승과 제자라는 관계로 그러고 싶진 않구나.
I don't want to do it in our current master-disciple relationship! Ah! Oh my god, how many times is he gonna propose? Hi, Beck. Hi, Kathy. You guys, we are finishing up the card actually, but don't worry, VOD will be posted. I did do my polls, obviously, and it went immensely well. Luck was on my side this time.
난 가장 굳건하고 오래 지속되면서도 내 마음을 가장 잘 나타낼 수 있는 관계를 원한다.
I want the strongest, longest-lasting relationship that best represents my feelings for you. Is it Artem's turn to do student? Yes. Oh my gosh, they are literally master and disciple. And this card is what is it called? Oh, it's a cultivation story. It's a cultivation story. But that's the white robes. That's the white robes. It's my first time doing a full cultivation story because I never finished that other one. What do you mean?
내 동반자가 되어주겠느냐?
Will you be my cultivation partner? What are you guys cultivating? What are you cultivating? Okay. Wuxia is always cultivation. Okay. But
물론 당장을 말하는 건 아니다.
of course not right,
지금은
not
너무
immediately.
갑작스럽겠지.
It would be too rushed, wouldn't it?
우리가 마존을 쓰러뜨리고 이 모든 게 끝이 나면 전에 봤던 것처럼 불안하게서 홀례를 올리자.
After we handle the Infernal Sovereign, when all of this is settled, let's get married at Sunglow's Landing, just like we saw in the Mortal Realm before. Oh my god! They're cultivating their golden core.
홀례식을 열어 평생을 지켜주겠노라.
I want to give you
약속하고 싶다.
I want to give you a magnificent wedding ceremony and make you a lifelong promise. Those who follow the way of cultivation don't typically go through these ceremonial procedures when becoming cultivation partners. His statements clearly show how much he cherishes her. Wedding time! Wedding time! A baby and their love, yes. Perhaps he wants to use this to temporarily relieve her unease and anxiety. Then, alright, I'll wait for that day.
네가 승낙했으니
With your answer,
증표가 있어야겠지.
promise is set. Begunu raises their clasped hands and condenses spirit power in his fingertips.
늙지도 시들지도 않는 자목을 증표로 삼아 이 약속은 영원히 변치 않을 것이다.
Like the Chaha tree will never grow old or wither, it will remain our eternal witness. The spirit power follows his intentions, traveling along the trunk of the tree. It carves, or rather harmoniously blends, the words into the wood. May our souls meet in a dream? Oh! Cute. Dual cultivate next.
앞날이 제 아무리 험난하고 긴 세월이 지난데도 우리의 혼은 늘 다시 만나 오래도록 서로 의지하며 지켜줄지어다.
No matter what the future holds, no matter how many years go by, our souls will always meet, carrying on together for eternity. He then leaves his palm print next to these words.
손도장으로 맹세하겠다.
With this seal, I swear,
이 마음은 변치 않을 것이다.
my heart will never change. With this Chaha tree as our witness, I swear. With my right hand, I don't know, guys. Feeling moved, she reaches out and places her left palm on the wood. Oh, look at this effect. That's so pretty. Countless petals dance as they fall to the ground. Though the inscription on the tree may fade someday, it will never truly vanish. Mind and spirit as one, with these words, my heart will remain unchanged. She doesn't use any spirit power for this spell whatsoever. She already knows it will come to fruition without an external assistance. I know, look at their animation advances. It's so cool. The day of the Infernal Sovereign's resurrection is slowly approaching. Oh, I thought that they might do a time skip, but I guess we're gonna see the final battle or read it. Jangmi and Baegunu have very little time to get ready for everything. I know they just carved an A plus Rosa. By the time everything is prepared, the day has come for Jangmi and Baegunu to set off for the Infernal Realm.
장문인, 사저, 저희도 같이
No. The Infernal Sovereign is resurrecting, but they are fighting them. So no. They are the good guys. They are the good guys. Baegunu, master, senior disciple, let us go with you. I found out today that Kiki's name is Hyuna. A group of disciples led by Hyuna chases them down outside the mountain gate. They know that they most likely won't return from this trip, but they are still determined to join.
그럴 필요 없다. 이번 일은
That won't be
우리
necessary.
둘만으로 충분해.
The two of us will be enough to handle this.
인간계를 지키는 건 모두의 사명이니 저희도 힘을 보태고 싶습니다.
Ooh, finally, Kiki gets to do something cool. But protecting this world is all of our responsibility. We want to do our part too. You think that Luke revives the Eternal Sovereign? Oh no. Oh yeah, that's true. From the trailer, maybe. But I know that, like, at least in this story, the Infernal Sovereigns and the whatever are the bad guys. Hello, disciples. Protecting the world is more than just this. Even though most of the infernal cultivators have been defeated, there are still some remaining who are sowing chaos. And the Cloudbreak sect's forces have been dramatically reduced. We are short of hands.
사저,
Senior disciple. As Hyuna calls her name, Jangmi suddenly realizes it was only a month ago when she was using they were using voice projection spells to chat during morning classes. Now that feels like a lifetime ago.
알겠어요.
I understand.
기회를 저버리지 않게 다들 잘하고 있을게요.
Don't worry. We'll do well. We'll do our part.
승리하시리라 믿어요. 꼭 무사히 돌아와 주세요.
I trust that you will defeat the Infernal Sovereign and return home safely. Aww. Jangmi and Baegunu nod before turning to leave. It's as if they are simply going on a long trip and they'll be back in no time. Oh, it's not over yet. Without any further delay, I just want to get to the wedding. I just want to get to the wedding. Okay. Without any further delay, Jangmi and Baegunu immediately make their way to the Infernal Realm. Though there are no more Infernal cultivators along the way, the Infernal energy has not diminished whatsoever. Jangmi and Baegunu both see this as a cause for concern.
마존이 육체 재생을 마친 모양이구나. 얼마 뒤면 완전히 회복할 거다.
It looks like the Infernal Sovereign has already finished reconstructing his new body. That means his full recovery is imminent.
잘도 숨어 다니는군. 본자가 직접 나서야 할 건 세 발로 찾아오다.
I've searched far and wide in an effort to find you, spirit language magic user? Whatever. But here you are at my doorstep. A terrifying voice sounds from the void. As the infernal energy gradually grows heavier, a fracture appears out of thin air and a massive figure emerges from it. As soon as they lay eyes on it, Jangmi feels pressure bearing down on her. Baegunu swings his sword through the air, pulling her much more at ease.
누구냐? 실력이 나쁘지 않고.
Oh my gosh. What's with the rock soundtrack? It has like traditional like woodwind instruments in here too though, I think. Luke getting effed by the Eternal Sovereign. You just want to see him effed. And who might you be? You have cultivated well. Baegunu doesn't respond. After confirming that they're fine with a look, he straightens up and locks eyes with
이자의
Baegunu.
부모와 가족,
Oh, sorry, with Jangmi.
나의 사부 석찬우, 운하파의 제자들, 그리고 수많은 무고한 백성들까지.
Ooh. Her parents, her family, my master, and all those Cloudbreak sect disciples, and every single innocent, common person.
너로 인해 목숨을 잃은 이들이 너무나도 많다.
Too many have lost their lives because of you.
끝낼 시간이다.
It's time to end this. Brilliant light blooms on his blade, Desolation. He raises the sword, slashing... Oh, his sword is called Desolation. He raises the sword, slashing at the Infernal Sovereign with all of his strength. Naturally, she moves to help him. Mind and spirit as one. With these words, may this blow strike true. With the blessing of her spirit language magic. Oh, I was right. It was spirit language magic. The energy around Baegunu's sword grows even more powerful, heading directly for the Infernal Sovereign's face. His sword would definitely desolate you. This attack shakes the earth to its very core, moving so fast that time seems to stand still. The Infernal Sovereign blocks the attack with his spear. The sharp sound of metal on metal makes her heart clench. Mind and spirit as one. With these words, be invincible. Wow, that's an OP power. Seeing as this attack already commanded most of her strength, she has to have this chance to claim victory. She silently casts another spell to release even more spirit power. Basically, she can make dreams reality. So basically, she just makes whatever she wishes to come true. The Infernal Sovereign furrows his brow slightly. In contrast to his previously relaxed expression, he grows more serious.
아주 호흡이 척척 맞는구나.
Seeing you two cooperate like that
내가시 같으니라고.
is truly annoying. Or something like that. Oh! Usha sound. That must have been fun to record. The Infernal Sovereign slowly inches his spear towards Jangmi and Baegunu. Insert effort sounds, right? The standoff topples in an instant. Strong winds follow the spear, sweeping Jangmi and Artem away and leaving them with nowhere to hide. As expected, the Infernal Sovereign is far more powerful. Mind and spirit is one. With these words...
안 된다.
No.
그런데 영역을 낭비해서는 안 돼.
You can't waste your spirit power now. We now have battle effort. Make a Genshin crossover already, right?
멈춰라.
Stop right there. With a wave of his hand, his long blade sinks into the ground like a tree taking root. It finally puts an end to the stumbling.
너부터 없애야겠구나.
It appears I'll need to take care of you first. The Infernal Sovereign lets out a long roar, infernal energy engulfing the spear in his hand like a fiery black flame. Begunu is his target.
지금이야.
Now! He raises his sword as he turns to face the Infernal Sovereign. With his back to her, the message is clear. Casting spirit language magic takes some time, and he is fighting for her now. He's planning on using his own body as her shield. Mind and spirit as one. With these words, I call upon the celestial radiance to rid this world of evil. Oh, wow.
이놈들이
You two. Immediately detecting this, the Infernal Sovereign aims his spear and rushes towards her. Begunu dashes over as well, but he doesn't have time to block the attack with his sword. When the blood splashes on her face, she recalls the morning class that day at the sun's glow for some reason. Perhaps he does too. His sleeve brushes against hers. Though his expression is calm, he knows what is happening. He continues forward as if blissfully unaware. Did he just get stabbed? But in the end, he stops. The spear sinks into his chest, stopping just an inch from her. Holy... Oh my god! How did they direct that? Act as if you just got stabbed in the chest by a spear. Oh my god. Oh god. I don't like this anymore. I thought they were gonna get married. Mind and spirit as one. With these words, I call upon the illuminating path of cultivation to rid this world of evil. She casts the spell once more, unreservedly using all of the spirit power in her body.
벌레를 주제 간 본자를 속이려 들다니 간병이가 부었구나.
Puny insects, how dare you defy me? As spirit power flows out wildly, her consciousness begins to waver. Even so, she continues silently reciting the spell. The path of cultivation is ever illuminating, ridding this world of evil. That is the wish of all who follow it.
벌레라도
Even insects
꿈꾸라는 법이지.
have ways of moving mountains. It's okay, she can just say, now Artem fought full heals and his D is huge, it'll become true. The Infernal Sovereign's screams grow more and more miserable. His silhouette begins to blur, indicating that her spirit language magic is successful.
그래도 머지않아 본자는 다시 인간계로 돌아올 것이다.
This is meaningless. I will return to this world. No, you're going to be completely eradicated. You'll never be able to resurrect again. Dang, girl. The Infernal Sovereign begins to wail in pain. She is no longer able to stand as the last drop of spirit power leaves her body, and she falls to the ground. But this time, no one can catch her. Basically, they're just... Is the ending image just them both dying on the ground, reaching out to each other? Oh no. That's one of my favorite tropes. Oh no. She must muster all of her strength to move closer to Begunu. Begunu, you promised. Still wet blood drips from his fingertips, and she is only inches away from his palm. No! It really is what I imagined. You said you would never let go of my hand. Depression, tears of depression, tears of depression. As the Infernal Sovereign vanishes, it releases an explosion of infernal energy. A wave of heat crashes onto her, and she loses consciousness, unable to hold on any longer. Oh, this must have been when she first became his disciple. Amidst the blood-red sunglow, she feels as if she's broken free from a nightmare. She opens her eyes to find herself in a familiar place. Wasn't I in the infernal realm? How am I back at Sunglow's Landing? Take his core inside you. What's going on? Begunu? Where's Begunu? Vibrant red appears before her eyes, and even she is wearing red wedding attire. She searches around in a panic before realizing everything is different. Oh my god. They do get married. But in the few moments before they die. Oh my god. Guys, this is... I can't handle this. This is too much. Game. Yeah, they get married after they both die. Oh my god. The chaha tree in the courtyard is covered in red silk. It billows in the breeze as violet mist floats by. She can't wait any longer, her pace quickening. Hegunu. The person waiting for her under the tree smiles. Dressed in red, he looks over as he hears her footsteps. It's clearly the first time he's seeing this image, but it feels like she's already waited eons for it to happen. Red like his blood. You're awake. He opens his arms, welcoming her, along with all of her doubts and worry. Okay, take a moment to admire the wedding attire. It is very beautiful. Man, you know, like, Asian wedding attire in all of its redness is so beautiful. Right? I love the hair ornaments, too. Oh god, they're so pretty. Ah, the designers, man. We gotta thank them. They both sit on the ground, the red fabric of their clothes intertwining. She holds onto his hand, unwilling to let go. Yeah, look at the little jade tassels and ornaments, too. Oh, so pretty. And even his hair has this really cool hairpin. All of this, what's going on? Weren't we in the infernal realm? I thought you...
영어술의 본질을 기억하느냐? 꿈을 현실로 바꾸는 것이지.
Do you remember the essence of spirit language magic? It turns dreams into reality. Oh, literally, I told you, her power is OP. Her power is so OP.
우린 지금 영어술로 만들어낸 꿈속에 있다.
We're inside a dream that you created with spirit language magic. A dream? But how did we get here? Was it the Chaha tree? He thinks back to the oath that they took in front of the Chaha tree and the spirit language spell she cast.
그래.
That's right.
지난 몇 년 동안 네가 영역을 주며 길러온 덕에 자목은 오래전부터 너와 일심동체가 돼 있었다.
You've been caring for it with your own spirit power all these years. It's become one with you.
그래서 네가 모든 영역을 쏟아 마전을 물리칠 때 자목이 갖고 있던 영역도 반응한 것이다.
When you called upon the spirit power to defeat the infernal sovereign, the spirit power stored in the Chaha tree responded to it.
영역이 많지는 않지만 우리가 홀례를 치르기엔 충분하지.
There isn't much spirit power left, but it's enough for us to get married. Oh my god, they're gonna get married right before they die. I can't handle how sad this is. The abyss. How did you do this to us? He holds her face in his hands as he carefully explains everything. Get married?
그래,
Right.
약속했지 않느냐?
Didn't we promise?
모든 게 끝나면 불안하게서 내 동반자가 되어주겠다고.
We would become cultivation partners after everything was settled. But we're just in a dream. After this,
두려운 것이냐?
are you scared? He slowly tightens his grip on her hand, making her feel a slight sense of persistence. Oh,
이 꿈이 언젠가는 사라지거나
whether this dream fades
우리가
away
현실로
eventually,
돌아가게 될 수도 있겠지만
or we return to reality,
단 한순간만이라도 너와 맺어져 함께 살아갈 수 있다면 난 더 바랄 게 없다.
even if only for a moment, all I wish is to be with you. Typical myth AU card. They die so they can die so they do die. I know, right? Oh god, when they got off Luke's plane. That wasn't even the card. That was the main story. That was the main event story. Becoming cultivation partners. She thought it would never actually happen, but somehow here they are. It's like he said, even if the happiness and beauty of this moment only lasts for a second, it is an eternity for them. Yeah, we believe in reincarnation, right? Right? How clever fate and destiny can be. She holds back tears as she smiles, looking at her lover. Then, a bride should put on makeup before she gets married. I haven't had any time to get ready.
아무것도 필요 없다.
You don't need
넌
anything.
이미 세상에서 가장 아름다운 신부이니.
You're already the most beautiful bride in the world.
그래도
But even so, he conjures an eyebrow pencil, moving in closer.
인간 세상에서 부부는 서로 눈썹을 그려주는 걸 낙으로 삼는다고 하더구나.
That's why he has that. I was so confused. I heard mortal couples enjoy drawing on their eyebrows. His hand gently brushes against the side of her face. Without saying anything, she understands what he wants to do. Then make sure you draw them nicely for me.
네, 최선을 다해보마.
I'll do my best. He is extremely careful. Oh, they're animating it. Drawing and blending each and every stroke. She can't help imagining every morning for the rest of her life beginning like this. Hey Gunu, do you know why some couples enjoy this?
말해보거라.
Tell me. 말해보거라. Ah, I wish I could favorite that line. That was so beautiful. Did you hear that? Did you hear how beautiful that was? Hello, AQ.
말해보거라.
This is a dream, remember? They're in a dream. He can do whatever he wants. He can summon whatever he wants. They did what to Luke? I know, right? Right, Mizu? Hi, AQ. We're doing a card. They are dying, but the last bit of her power has pulled them into a dream where they get married, and then they're gonna go back to dying. That is a summary. God damn it, Demas. He stops for a moment, his fingertips intertwining with the hair around her temples. However, she has no intention of untangling them. Because this way, you can see what you really look like in the eyes of the other person.
다른 이유도 있을 것 같은데.
It seems like there might be another reason to it.
사랑하는 이의 눈썹을 그려줄 때만큼은 두 사람 다 상대에게서 눈을 뗄 수 없지 않느냐.
Isn't it because when you're drawing on your lover's eyebrows, neither of you can look away?
서로를 바라보고 있으면 굳이 말을 하지 않아도 상대의 생각을 다 알 수 있지.
Looking at each other, even in complete silence, you completely understand what the other is thinking. Oh, then you must know what I'm going to say next, right? A floral aroma wafts between Jangmi and Baegunu, and she stares at her reflection in his irises. It is so small, but it is everything in his eyes.
오늘 좋은 인연이 맺어지려고 꽃과 보름달이 아름다운가 보구나. 훗날 백발이 될 때까지 너와 함께하고 싶다.
Today we joyously come together under the full moon, our union fated to last for eternity. This is true happiness. You'll be lurking and practicing, or your sensei will be mad. Okay.
나와 결혼해. 평생의 동반자가 되어주겠느냐?
Will you marry me and be my wife forever?
여기에 넌 그러겠다고 답할 것 같구나.
I think you'll definitely say I do next. You really... The flowers dance in the breeze as petals fall like raindrops. Daegunu slowly lowers his head, interrupting her response. Was Jangjo dreaming of the butterfly, or was the butterfly dreaming of Jangjo? As it turns out, who or where they are doesn't really matter at all. Seeing as she has someone to share it with, why not indulge in this beautiful dream in every lifetime, day after day, night after night? End. Ah! Okay.
잘 들리느냐? 물거울로 전형을 써보긴 처음이다만 괜찮은 것 같구나.
Oh wait, what is this? This is, oh my god, this is ancient FaceTime. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Look at that. Can you hear me? This is our first time using water mirrors to project images of ourselves. It seems to work well. Ancient FaceTime. And then he died. I know, right? Petals are falling. Look at me. I'm in the picture too.
남조성에서 마음에 드는 집은 찾았느냐?
Did you find a nice house in Nanjo City?
골랐다니 다행이다.
I'm glad to hear that
그럼 내 자목을 둘러보고
you found
가서
one.
정리를 도와주마.
I'll help you sort everything after I finish tending to the chaha tree.
그럼 운하산도 많이 변했지.
Yes, Cloudbrook Mountain has changed a lot.
우리가 꿈속에서 오랜 세월을 있었으니 강산이 바뀌었을 것이야.
After all, we were in that dream for a long time. So a lot has changed in the world. Okay, so basically they didn't... I guess the alternate ending is they don't die. They just stay in that dream for a while. And then they spend that time healing and are revived. I don't really know what's going on here, but... Okay.
운하파는 이제 없고 사람들이 이곳에 운하사라는 절을 지었단다.
My god. How long were they in that dream? The Cloudbreak sect no longer exists, and people constructed a temple here known as Cloudbreak Temple.
그래도 세상이 평온한 덕에 다들 즐겁게 사느라 신에게 빌 소원도 없어. 여길 찾는 사람도 몇 없단다.
But everything is tranquil now. Everyone lives peaceful lives. They don't have any need to pray to the gods, so there aren't many incense sticks here. Wait, is this modern
표정이
day?
좋아하니 이런 변화로 낙담하진 않을까 걱정인가 보구나.
Judging by your expression, are you worried that I would be upset by such changes?
사실 오기 전에는 조금 불안했는데 막상 오고 나니 마음이 한결 편안해졌다.
Actually, I was a little nervous before coming here, but I felt calm after I arrived. Yeah, yeah. So ancient Artem watches over Cloudbreak Temple, which current Artem and wow, they really do have a connection to that temple. Is canon Artem praying to Usha Artem? I know. No wonder. No wonder he brought them together. Ah, Jesus Christ, man.
고노 진군의 흔적이 사라진 이곳에서
Or they brought them together.
옛일은 그저 과거의 허상일 뿐. 내가 신경 쓸 이유가 있겠느냐?
There are no traces of the Kunwu true lord here. The past is just a shadow. Should I care about it?
내가 마음 써야 하는 건 앞으로 있을 너와 나만의 이야기뿐이지.
The only thing I care about is what the future holds and the rest of our remaining story.
하고 싶은 게 많지만
There are many things I
무엇보다도
want to do, but more than
너와
anything,
함께 백수 등불 축제를 준비하고 싶구나.
I want to hold a Baizhou lantern ceremony with you.
속세처럼 부부의 연을 맺기로 했으니 완벽하게 하나하나 다 해봐야지.
We agreed to get married like mortals, so we have to make sure to do everything perfectly.
그러고 나면
In the future,
남주에 오래오래 뿌리를 내리든 마음 따라 강호를 누비든
we might settle down in Nanzhou for a long time or wander the globe.
네가 원한다면 이 세상 끝까지 내가 함께 해주마.
As long as you want it, I'll stay with you until forever.
그리고 언젠가 지치면 그때 다시 이곳으로 돌아오자꾸나.
And if we get tired one day, we can come back here together to take a look. Simp agenda.
그때쯤이면
By then,
내내 피지 않던 자목이 다시 꽃을 가득 피워낼지도 모르지.
the chaha tree that has not bloomed for a long time might have bloomed again. Okay, that was confusing, to be honest. Sometimes I feel like they have the special videos because like they kind of are required to, but honestly, like their canonical story really ends with the final story and it's usually death. I'll just stick to the more elegant ending rather than the forced additional interaction, not gonna lie. But that was very nice. Yay! Ah, man. I love this game. It pulls me through so many emotions though. Yeah, it's 90% I know, right? Oh god. It's 90% like pain, but you know what? It's beautiful and we thank this game for always being beautiful. Because you know what? Like as fun as I have in Love in Deep Space, and I do have a lot of fun in there, I do enjoy these very lengthy stories that we get in Tears of Themis, which still reads a lot more like a visual novel, you know? Fantastic story, fantastic card. Like and subscribe.